Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel once more. In this particular video I'm going to show you how to draft two different kinds of three-piece corsets on two different kinds of pattern, okay, using the Natalie Bray pattern kind and the freehand pattern type, and also two different ways you can actually draft your three-piece corset, okay. In case the one you don't yet understand it, you can see this other one. I believe you understand it. Please, if you know it's your first time in my channel, do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell. And if you're interested, you really want to see the outcome, stick with me to the end of the video, guys. Okay guys, you're welcome back once more. So I have my paper here, as you can see, and I've made sure that this paper has a good length and width enough to contain. So I'm taking my bust point. My bust point is 10, my under bust is 13.5, and then my waist is 16, and then marking the length of the corset. This particular corset, I'm not going to make it long. I just want to add this waist side, you know, just for those of you that still like the idea of seeing how waist, making it more than the waist to look like. So I'm remarking it again in order for me to get a straight line when I want to roll. So I just marked my bust point, my under bust point, my waist, and then the length I want the corset to be. So this one is going to be straight. So now I'm connecting the lines together. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed the first tutorial on the Natalie Bray kind of pattern, or better still, the more standard basic bodice pattern. The way I know it, I believe everybody have their different patterns, but this one I've experimented with that other pattern, the first video, the first part of this corset drafting, and I've equally experimented with this one, and I can tell you for sure that this is a freehand pattern, okay, and that one is a more standard pattern you can use anytime. It's versatile, you can use it anywhere too, and it saves paper. You can use that one to save a lot of paper. So guys, I'm going on to name it, like to just name it. Yes, the bust, the under bust, the waist, and the so the next thing I'm going to do now is to get my shoulder line. So that is 60" divided by 2. I'm going to mark it, and then I'm also going to come down and mark it again, okay. So I'm going to mark the same measurement I have, remeasure the 8" I have again. Mind you, I didn't add any 0.5 on this one, please, okay. So please take note of that. I didn't add any 0.5 on this one. So this is just a straightforward drafting. There is no special curve for the armhole. So it's just a straightforward drafting, okay. So that the next thing I'm going to do now, you can see the difference between the bust point and that line, which is more like the chest line or the armhole line, or whichever line you know it to be. I call it underarm line when I'm with the other pattern, and this one, it can also be called chest line based on this kind of pattern. So I believe you're getting the lighting with all this. So this is the chest line or the other underarm line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bust measurement and divide it by 4. So I'm going to divide my bust measurement by 4. So I'm going to apply it on the chest line and mark. So from there, I'm going to make my curve. Don't forget, like I say, this particular armhole doesn't, I'm not going to be giving it a fitted curve, just in regular. I'm just doing this for the sake so that it will look standard, okay. Normally the corset doesn't even have to do with armhole. It has nothing to do with armhole or that, unless you want to make one that have to do with armhole, of which this one we are making is just a plain corset, more like corset bustier. So the armhole is not really a big deal here, okay. So guys, as you can see, just follow exactly what I'm doing step by step. I believe you understand it. So the next thing I'll do is to give it a neck. So I'm moving by 3" remember this particular kind of pattern, you can easily draft it on your fabric. So you can draft exactly what you're seeing here on your fabric, and if you don't want to draft it on the paper, do exactly what you're seeing here on your fabric. Exactly what you see me experiment, do it on your fabric. Okay, and you're definitely going to come out right. The only difference here is that you'll be adding some seam allowances in some areas in order to make some mistakes. Okay, so that is the difference. So I have taken the midway bit of the shoulder. As you can see already, I measured my shoulder, I took the midway. So from that particular place, although this particular one I did like I did in the previous video, it might not be needed here because the method I'm using now is a different method. Okay, so I'm marking my nipple to nipple, which is 3.5, my nipple to nipple or bust span, which is 3.5. So I'll just go ahead and connect it, and then after connecting it, the next thing I will do is to start making my cup. So on this particular one, I'm not going to go on using my nipple to nipple measurement to make the dot. So guys, don't forget I didn't take my cup height, so now I'm adding the cup height, and I'm using exactly 3.5. that is my nipple to nipple measurement. Okay, that is the nipple to under bust measurement. What you have from the nipple to under bust is the same most times to your nipple, middle nipple. In fact, it's just, they all correlate, they are all very similar. Okay, so I'm marking my 1 inch, marking it on the under bust, marking it on the waist. So that is, I'm going to shaping this by 2 inch. You can go on to shaping yours by 2.5 for someone with a big bust. Okay, someone with a larger bust, you can shaping by 2.5 or even 3 inch. Okay, so now as you can see already, I'm coming down from the cup height. From the cup height, and I'm moving in by half inch. So I believe if you pay close attention to the previous video, you already understand this part. So now this is the middle in your bust, that particular middle. So that is what I just did now. So from the cup height, I automatically got my exact 1.5 in. So I came down 1.5 in, and then I went for half inch. So guys, I'm connecting with my French curve for my 1 inch. I hope you are not confused by this. In order to get my cup height, I took the measurement from the bust point upwards. Okay, so if you want yours to be 4 inch above, it's your choice, depending on how much you want it to cover your bust. That is the essence of the cup height. So guys, I'm marking exactly my 3.5, and I'm coming out by 4 inch on the side. So I hope you see exactly what I did. So you can see that on the center front side of this cup, I went in half inch, and I'm connecting it. But on the side, I came out, instead of going with my exact 3.5, I made it 4 inch. That is in order for it to have a fullness, in order for the cup to be wider enough on that side to be able to cover the fullness. That is, the side of the bust is very full, so it will carry it. I hope that part is well understood. So I'll just go on now and extend this line. Remember, what we are drafting is a 3-piece corset, and we are using a different technique from the previous technique, though we are going to arrive at the same thing, but the only difference is that it's a different technique. Okay, so I've connected my cup to the exact cup height I want it to have. Okay, so from this particular point of the 4 inch, yes, exactly, as you can see already, from this exact part, I connected in from the 4 inch dot under the bust to the half inch, and then I'm going to move up. This time around, I'm going to go straight forward, up, exactly up. So even if your armhole is hitting that point, just maintain that length. Okay, so don't worry about the armhole. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it back. So guys, please, if in case the things I'm saying is still confusing to you, do well to follow exactly what the actions you're seeing. And in case the action is still confusing to you, please kindly listen to what I'm saying. I believe you will definitely understand from there. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to move out from this exact point, the under bust. I'm going to take half inch on both sides. Now the reason for this half inch is so that I can tighten it, the tightening, okay, the tightening for the corset, and I'm using the side to do this one. So it means that from this half inch I came out in the middle, I'll connect it. So you realize that on both sides I have 1 inch, so automatically I've already tightened it. So guys, if you know a place that you haven't watched the previous video, that is the first technique I used to draft this, please try to watch it, because it will keep you enlightened and you understand faster. And then even if you are coming in contact with this one is your first one, I believe with this already you understand the other one too. Okay, so it's a different technique, but achieving the same thing, different pattern and different style of drafting the corsets. So I'm almost through with this part, guys. So I want to reroll this particular curve part, a bit too curvy, so I'm okay with it like so. So don't feel scared to always make sure you get your cup accurately. Remember, what you're drafting is a cup. You are not drafting like a princess kind of bustier kind. You're drafting a cup, an actual cup to hold your bust. So you can see the way this is looking already. It is exactly like a cup. So that is the whole idea. So now I'm applying my measurements. I've applied my bust measurement divided by 4, apply my under bust measurement divided by 4, apply my waist divided by 4, and I'm applying whatever is beneath my waist. If it's the same measurement of my waist, apply it. So I'm bringing out the 2 inch from that exact point I applied my measurement. I'm moving up by 2 inch. So after that, the next thing you're going to add from the 2 inch is to add your seam allowance. It could be 1.5 or 1 inch, but I'm not going to add it on this particular one. And also on the underarm line, on the chest line, I'm not bringing out anything because the tightening is done by the side here. Okay, so I'll just go on that particular spot, that is the chest line, or the on the underarm line. What I'm just going to do there is to go ahead and just add a seam. Okay, I hope that part is well cleared. So guys, as you can see already, I'm bringing out the exact measurement of my waist on this point. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect it simply and peacefully. Okay, so because I don't want to go ahead and connect this, that is my bust measurement by 4, I don't want to connect it exactly so I'm just going to come out 1.5. so that this particular 1.5 you see me come out is seam allowance, that is joining. Okay, is joining. So you can see how too much curve it's going to look. So I don't want you to get confused. I'll just go ahead and curve it straight to that seam allowance I came out, and I'll be okay with that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, after cutting it, I'm going to place it on the fabric and add allowance like 1.5 or 1 inch. 1.5 is best. Okay, 1.5 is best before the lining and all that. You can even add 2 inch. So guys, I'm going to be trimming all the sides out. I'm going to trim them out, and by the time I'm through, you realize that this corset is automatically formed without any stress. So I believe you have enjoyed this video up to this length, and please, if you know you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do wait to do so. So guys, these are the 2 particular patterns I drafted. So guys, in order to get the back, because I'm through with the front already, I'm going to take from my chest line, which is exactly the point I want my back to start from, exactly, in order for it to have a good matching. And I'm just going to come down by exactly the measurement I took from the chest line. Everything I got there, that is what I'm applying on the back. Okay, So that is it. So from the back, you take from the back to the underbust, the underbust to the waist to the length. So this way you can make your bag very effective. There are different ways you can draft the back, but this one is one method also that works. And I'm also applying zip to this particular one. The initial one I drafted, there was no zip application because there will not be zip. We are going to be lacing that one. So this particular one, I'm applying zip to it. So it's just as simple as similar as when you are drafting your princess cut. Okay, just that this one needs to go with that nice that. So guys, as you can see, my zipper, I had to quickly change the paper because the paper was seeming too small. So this is my zip allowance. I added 1.5, as you can see the way I indicated zip. So I'm going to be moving up a little because when I changed it, though I didn't add the video for that part because I wanted to save us a little time. Okay, so when I changed it, the chest line, I ended up not getting the accurate measurement there. But just go ahead and follow exactly what you see me draft. So on this particular back, I took my 3.5 and then went ahead to make it that just 1 inch. Okay, so as you can see, get your straight line, make your dart half inch and connect, and then apply the measurement exactly. And then after you finish applying, you're also going to bring out your dart because you are going to replace what is left there. So this one has a space of 138, that is 0.35. I'm going to be bringing it out here. Then this other one has 0.625. Okay, so I'm going to bring it out here. Then this other one has 1 inch, which is the main waist, so I'm going to bring it out here. Okay, so guys, please just pay close attention to this bag because while drafting it, I don't know, it's as if I was a bit in a hurry. Okay, so so just follow exactly what I drafted. Okay, the 1 inch is on the waist, and then that 1 inch point start from the waist, and then you connect it all the way. Make sure you rule your dart line first, and the best way to get your dart line is using your bust span, that is a 3.5. then you mark the straight line and then you add your dart. So now I'm re-adding my chest line. So it's as if the lines here are now too much. It's because I added some extra lines I was not supposed to add. Okay, but either way, don't let it confuse you. Just follow exactly what I'm doing or what I'm explaining, or this at this juncture, follow exactly what I'm explaining. It will help more. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and curve this dart. Remember, the zipper side is the middle side, that becomes the center front. Okay, that is the zipper point. So I'm going to curve it, and I'm equally going to reconnect these lines again, that is, redraw them again so they will all tally. So cleaning, you can see one of the essence of using pencil to draft your corset. So this is it. Okay, I'm going to reconnect the dart again to make it look nicer. So you can see the curve, the way the back is now looking. Mind you, the length it has before is still okay. So, but if you want yours to be lower, you can go on. But you should know that the chest, anything on the chest line is below is on the armpit level, so it's already low. So guys, I'm cutting, as you can see, just gently cutting it out. So I'm not going to be cutting from the slanted part because I don't want it to be like that. When I want to sew it, I want it to have the normal height it has. Okay guys, so I've just gone and also cut out the fronts. So just follow exactly what I'm drafting out, what I'm cutting out, and you will never go wrong. So there are different ways to equally cut this depending on maybe you want to use this front to cut the back. You will have to use a different technique to cut it. Okay, but this juncture I already drafted the back, so I can just cut it and a different way. Okay, so you can see now, because we are through with this drafting, so you can see now, just go on and slash this part out like so. This particular one, don't forget, like I said, there is no joining for the upper part of this three piece, so there is no joining. It's already there on its own front out. Okay, you can see how beautiful it looks, guys. That is just it. So this is the first one. You can see that at the end of the day, it is the same thing, the same dart manipulation method, the same dart technique, except the manipulation method is different. Okay, you can see that is exactly similar thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and slash this other one open properly the way it's supposed to. And so guys, this is the outcome. Okay, so do well to remember, feel free to always retrim the curves in case the curves is not giving you exactly the vibe. That is for the curve height side. You can equally pick it and retrim it so that it will have a more proper balance. Okay, but just take note that any retrimming means maybe reduction of the actual height. Okay guys, so that is it for this particular tutorial. So you can see how lovely it looks. It's so lovely, so presentable. So guys, if you know you have enjoyed this video so far, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bells for more updates. Please do well to turn on the notification bell and click on all so that you always get updates from me. I know I'm not the best teacher, but then I believe I will do all my best to give you the best I can and the best I understand. Please do not forget to equally check out my other videos. So this is the outcome of the two corsets, as you can see, and I believe they are lovely. And trust me, you cannot go wrong with using these techniques. They are perfect. All you need to do is, if you don't understand, you can download this video, you can replay it, just try and understand whatever cutting I did here. It will go a long way to help you to achieve a very good corset. So please remember to check out my other video, guys. And I really appreciate you that have watched up to this end. Please, I really appreciate you, all my returning subscribers. Please keep up with the good work. Thank you so much, and see you in my next video. Okay, so in that video we are going to be cutting on the fabric one of these corsets, so I'm going to be sewing it. Okay, so if you know you're interested, please stay tuned. All right, so thank you and enjoy.